Lambo's World of Sports, featuring Sideline Sports Network. All right. We are going to recap this Thursday night football game as well. Them sorry ass Denver Broncos versus the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. Not only that, we'll recap college football as well. But first, we got to talk about this NFL game. On Thursday, prime time, we're talking about the 1-4 Denver Broncos versus the 4-1 Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City Chiefs, by the way, are on a hot streak. They've won 4 straight games since the loss to the Detroit Lions. Also, one thing and factor as well, the Broncos hadn't won in like 2 weeks since they barely beat the Chicago Bears. So basically, the Broncos are a couple plays away from being 0-5. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not exactly sure if the Sean Payton, Russell Wilson thing will work in Denver. Now, the trade deadline, I guess, ends on October 31st for the NFL. And there's some guys that are valuable to be traded. Everybody on the roster probably could be traded, except some key guys. Here's what it's going to come down to in this game. Now, this game, obviously, I'm going to pick the Kansas City Chiefs. They're a well-orchestrated, reconstructed team. Travis Kelce, he did practice. I think he had like a sprained knee or something against the Minnesota Vikings. It looked like a pretty bad injury. But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm taking those Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce probably will play. He might be on some type of snap count because the Chiefs are coming off a short week. So the Chiefs are going to win. They got the receiver core in Sky Moore, Isaiah Pacheco, the running back. They're doing what they're supposed to do best. Their defense is locked down. The defense is a lot better. I'm very concerned for the Denver Broncos. Denver Broncos are just god-awful. Russell Wilson is the most overpaid quarterback. Then he gets paid at least $245 million, and he cannot get the job done. And that just hurts. And it's just a shame. I just have no confidence. And the Denver Broncos are actually probably the worst defense in the NFL. They can't stop anybody. So this horrible rebuild. Sean Payton, I don't think is the issue. Like I said, Russell Wilson's the problem. They do have some key injuries along the lines. With Greg Dolch, their tight end, who is placed on IR. You have Justin Simmons and Justin Strand and Frank Clark and DJ Jones. They are questionable for the Denver Broncos. And, of course, you have Travis Kelce. He should be able to play with that questionable knee. The defense of the Denver Broncos allows 470 yards, which is god-awful. And they allow 187 yards per game on the running on the ground after 5 games. So, new defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, who was a former head coach earlier in the years with the Denver Broncos, they have a lot of problems they have to solve. Denver is rebuilding from top to bottom, especially after the Daniel Hackett era. The Chiefs are just a way better orchestrated team. There's really not too much to say in this game. Like I said, I don't think this game will get any ratings or any views. So in this game, I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to win. I can't tell you what the score is. It's an AFC West rivalry, so these games tend to be very close. It was a close game. The second game of last year was a very, very close game. But I'm not confident in Russell Wilson and doing anything at all. So it's just going to come down straight to business for those Kansas City Chiefs. But that's my take on NFL. That's the Thursday Night Football preview. They play at 8:15 on Prime Video. Now, the next episode of Lambo's World of Sports, we'll be talking about college football. All right. Stanford is in a rebuild since David Shaw resigned last year. All right. Stanford is 1-4. Ladies and gentlemen, Colorado is 4-2. All right. That's the most games they won since last year. We'll be talking about Stanford versus Colorado. How many wins will Colorado achieve? That is next on Lambo's World of Sports. We'll be catching you later on.